So, a couple of episodes back, I had said that I would go over some of the conversations from text and really dig into it a little bit with you guys. And one of the conversations that I got this week basically revolved around the question of operating out of love or hate, and how can you be sure which one you're doing? Um, and that, in my understanding, is really um, from a self-love perspective. So that's how I'm going to really answer that question, just from a self-love perspective. So I know I spent the majority of my life really not liking myself, not loving myself. So I'm very familiar with what the hateful conversation, the hateful inner conversation sounds like. And so now that I'm at a point in my life where I understand what self love is and what it means to love myself, I understand what that loving conversation sounds like. So it's easy for me to identify where the conversation inside of myself is coming from. And if it is that familiar, hateful conversation, then I know that it's not something that I need to be doing. And if I act on it, then I'm definitely not acting out of love. However, the self-love conversation is very uplifting. It is much like what I say about Queen Talk only. It's very supportive, it's uplifting, it's educational, it builds. So if the conversation that surrounds the actions do not build, they don't support that nurturing that I want to give to myself because I love myself so much, then I understand that it's coming from a place of self-hate, because everything that I do, every action, is a reflection of how I feel about myself. So if I listen to my inner conversation, then I'm very, very much able to identify the difference between whether I'm operating out of hate or whether I'm operating out of love. So I hope that helped.